And one cold day, when age has robbed your mind of its fertile phrases and your hand of its dexterity, all the success won't be able to shield you.
Wonder how he'd score on a Hopkins manual dexterity test.
Which explains the increased vitality and dexterity.
Hey there, and welcome to this Talk Word Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled you're joining us. If you've ever been, just a little bit curious about the hidden stories behind the everyday English words we use, well, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're diving into the meaning, the ancient origins, and the real-world usage of a truly fantastic word. Because let's face it, learning a language isn't just about memorizing boring rules, right? It's about unlocking totally new ways to express yourself. And that is exactly what we're going to do today.
So, let me ask you right off the bat. Have you ever heard the word dexterity? Think about it for a second. Maybe you've caught it in a book, heard it in a movie, or seen it used to describe a pro athlete or a brilliant artist. It's one of those words that sounds incredibly polished, like $1 million, really. But it's actually highly practical for everyday life. By the end of this explainer, you're going to be eager to drop it right into your own conversations to sound more precise and articulate.
Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1. What exactly is dexterity? Dexterity. It literally means having skill in performing tasks, especially with your hands. So, when someone's hands move with that perfect grace, precision, and control, they possess dexterity. But to really master a word, you've got to look at its roots. And the origin here is super fascinating. It actually comes from the Latin word dexter, which meant right-handed or skillful. Get this, in ancient Rome, the right hand was considered the skilled, favorable hand. Actually, scratch that, their word for left-handed was sinister. No way, right? While today we obviously know handedness doesn't dictate skill at all, that ancient bias is literally what gave us the word we use today for extreme physical capability.
Moving on to Section 2, the dual nuance, body versus mind. Now what's really interesting about this is how the word splits into two distinct applications.
Think of a concert pianist's hands just flying across the keys, nailing those incredibly complex chords without missing a single note. Or, imagine a master chef rapidly chopping up vegetables. That is physical dexterity in action, supreme control over the physical body. But look at the mental side. This is the figurative meaning, and honestly, it's just as common. It's when your brain is as fast and flexible as that pianist's fingers. Imagine a quick-witted comedian who instantly fires back a hilarious punchline when interacting with the crowd. Their mind is incredibly agile. Contrasting physical agility with mental agility like this, it's a massive step toward true fluency because it builds a really strong memory association. Let's move to Section 3 and see how this all builds into real-world usage. Listen to this first practical example. The athlete showed incredible physical dexterity on the field, weaving past the defenders. I want you to notice the rhythm of that sentence. It paints a super clear, dynamic picture, doesn't it? In a sports scenario like this, dexterity really elevates the description. I mean, you could just say the athlete was good or fast, but saying they showed incredible physical dexterity, that specifically highlights their coordination, their balance, and their highly skillful footwork. It's an absolutely fantastic upgrade to your descriptive vocabulary.
Now, let's check out the mental nuance in action with this fantastic quote. Her mental dexterity made her a formidable debater. She always had an immediate counter-argument. This is exactly how you're going to hear the word used organically out in the wild, whether in professional, casual, or academic conversations. It perfectly describes a very specific type of intelligence. It's not just about knowing facts, right? It's about being able to retrieve them, organize them, and argue them flawlessly under pressure. If you ever want to compliment someone's quick-thinking intelligence, calling out their mental dexterity is hit the nail on the head perfect.
So the crucial point to remember here is that language is basically a giant connected web. Let's tie dexterity to 3 simple synonyms to really lock it into your long-term memory. First, agility, which captures that impressive speed and grace for either the body or the brain. Second, skill, just the fundamental capability to do something extremely well. And third, cleverness, which ties right back to that mental sharpness we were just talking about. Linking these concepts together broadens the whole shebang of your vocabulary network, giving you some truly excellent options when you're speaking.
Which brings us to active practice. So, what does this all mean for you? How would you use dexterity in a sentence today? I'm challenging you, right now, in your head, to actively construct a sentence. Think about your own hobbies. Do you need physical dexterity to play the guitar, or maybe to paint? What about your job? Do you need mental dexterity to solve complex coding problems, manage a chaotic household, or navigate tricky client negotiations? Take a quick second, Pick either the physical or mental nuance and make a sentence that relates directly to your daily life. Active practice is literally the key to owning a new word.
Well, I hope you feel a huge sense of accomplishment having added such a powerful, precise word to your vocabulary arsenal today. Language is just this endless, wonderful journey of discovery. If you want to keep learning, growing, and expanding your ability to communicate with the world, definitely download the companion app TalkWord. It is absolutely packed with podcast-style explanations, ready to break down the meaning, origin, and usage of basically any English word you want to master. Keep practicing that dexterity, both in your speech and your mind. So tell me, the next time you see someone do something incredibly skillful, ask yourself, was that physical dexterity or mental?